Hello United fans, welcome back to United Daily Updates, the Manchester derby that could change everything. What you need to know about City vs United. Picture this. Two Manchester giants. Both struggling. Both desperate. Both facing their biggest test of the season so far. When Manchester City host Manchester United at the Etihad Stadium this Sunday, it won't just be another game. It could be the moment that saves a season or destroys it completely. The question everyone is asking is simple. Which Manchester club will find their way back to winning form first? Introduction. A derby like no other. Manchester derbies are always special. But this one feels different. Why? Because both teams are in crisis mode right now. City are sitting in 13th place in the Premier League table. Yes, you read that right. The team that has dominated English football for years is struggling near the middle of the table. United aren't doing much better with just 4 points from their first 3 games. When was the last time both Manchester clubs went into a derby with so many questions hanging over them? When did we last see City this low in the table? These are the conversations happening in pubs, on social media, and in living rooms across Manchester and beyond. This Sunday's clash isn't just about 3 points. It's about pride. It's about proving which team has the character to bounce back from a terrible start. It's about showing the fans that things will get better. So what makes this derby so crucial? Let's break it down. The current situation, both teams in trouble. Manchester City's shocking start. Let's be honest. Nobody saw this coming. Manchester City have won just 1 game out of their first 3 Premier League matches this season. They've lost 2 games already. For a team that's used to winning titles, this is a disaster. How did we get here? City have been hit by a wave of injuries that would challenge any squad. But it's not just the injuries. The team looks confused on the pitch. They're making mistakes they never used to make. The passing isn't as sharp. The defending isn't as solid. Pep Guardiola has built his reputation on having his teams ready from day one of every season. This time, something has gone wrong. The question is whether he can fix it quickly enough to save City's season. What does 13th place mean for City? It means they're closer to the relegation zone than they are to the top of the table. That sentence alone should shock anyone who follows football. This is Manchester City we're talking about. The team with unlimited resources. The team with world-class players in every position. Manchester United's familiar problems. United fans probably aren't surprised by their team's slow start. 4 points from 3 games isn't terrible, but it's not great either. For a club trying to get back to the top of English football, every point matters. The problem with United isn't just results. It's the way they're playing. They look like a team still trying to figure out what they want to be. Under Ruben Amorim, there have been some good moments. But there have also been too many games where United have looked ordinary. United have spent millions of pounds on new players over the years. They have talented individuals throughout their squad. But somehow, it's not clicking on the pitch. Why is that? Is it a coaching problem? Is it a player problem? Or is it something deeper? The pressure on United is different from the pressure on City. United fans expect struggles. They've been through this before. But that doesn't make it any less frustrating. Every season starts with hope. Every season, there's a belief that this could be the year United get back to where they belong. The head-to-head record, history favors United. Here's something that might surprise casual football fans. In Premier League matches, Manchester United have a better record against Manchester City. United have won 26 games compared to City's 20 wins. That's a significant difference. But football isn't played on paper. Recent history tells a different story. City haven't won any of the last 4 meetings between these teams in all competitions over 90 minutes. That's a stat that will worry City fans and encourage United supporters. What does this mean for Sunday's game? It means United will go into the match with confidence. They know they can beat City. They've done it recently. Ruben Amorim won this fixture last season, which proves United can get results in this derby even when they're not playing their best football. For City, these recent results will be frustrating. They dominated English football for years. They got used to beating United regularly. Now they're facing a team that has their number, at least in recent meetings. The question is whether past results matter when both teams are struggling so much. Will United's recent success in this fixture give them an edge? Or will City's class eventually show through? Team news and injuries, a medical nightmare. Manchester City's injury crisis. If you want to understand why City are struggling, look at their injury list. It reads like a medical report from a war zone. Omar Marmush is out. Ryan Ait-Nouri is sidelined. Ryan Cherki won't be playing either. But it gets worse. Mateo Kovacic has had Achilles tendon surgery and won't be back this month. Calvin Phillips is also out with Achilles problems. These are important players who would normally be fighting for places in City's starting 11. John Stones is a major doubt after pulling out of international duty. Josko Gvardiol might not play. Savigno is questionable. Rico Lewis and Nico O'Reilly are also injury concerns. When you add it all up, Pep Guardiola is missing a lot of his squad. The one positive for City is that Abdulkadir Kusanov might be available after recovering from a calf injury. Also, Gianluigi Donnarumma is expected to make his debut in goal. That's exciting news for City fans who have been waiting to see their new goalkeeper in action. But can these players solve City's problems? Injuries are part of football, and every team has to deal with them. The best teams find ways to win even when key players are missing. City haven't managed that so far this season. Manchester United's injury headaches. United have their own injury problems, though they're not quite as extensive as City's issues. Matheus Cunha picked up a hamstring injury against Burnley and won't be available. That's a big loss because Cunha has been one of United's better attacking players. Diogo Dalot and Mason Mount both have muscle problems and will miss the derby. Lisandro Martinez is still out with an ACL injury, which is a long-term problem that won't be solved quickly. These injuries will force Ruben Amorim to make changes to his team. Bruno Fernandes might move into a number 10 role to cover for the missing attacking players. Benjamin Sesko could get his first Premier League start, which would be interesting to see. In goal, Altay Bayındır will start instead of new signing Sen Lammens. This was confirmed by Amorim in his press conference, so there's no doubt about United's goalkeeper situation. The question for United is whether these forced changes will help or hurt their chances. Sometimes injuries force managers to try new things that work better than their original plans. Other times, disruption to team selection causes problems that are hard to fix during a match. Predicted lineups. Who will start? Manchester City's expected team. Based on the injury news and Guardiola's recent selections, City are likely to line up in a 4-2-3-1 formation. Gianluigi Donnarumma will make his debut in goal, which should be one of the most interesting storylines of the match. In defense, we might see Núñez at right back with Kusanov and Diaz as the centre-back pairing. Gvardiol could start at left back if he's fit enough to play. The midfield will probably feature Rodri and Silva as the holding players. These two will be crucial to City's chances because they control the tempo of the game and provide the foundation for everything else the team does. In attack, Doku and Foden will likely start on the wings with Reinders playing as the attacking midfielder behind Holland. This front four has the potential to cause United's defense serious problems if they can find their rhythm. The big question is whether this team has enough chemistry to perform well. When you have so many injury problems, players end up playing in unfamiliar positions or alongside teammates they haven't played with much. That can lead to confusion and mistakes. Manchester United's probable starting 11. United will probably set up in their preferred 3-4-2-1 system. Altay Bayındır will start in goal, which means United fans will get to see how their goalkeeper performs in such a big match. The back three will likely be Euro, De Ligt, and Shaw. This is a strong defensive unit on paper, but they need to work well together to stop City's attacking threats. In midfield, Amad Diallo and Dorgu could start as the wingbacks, providing width for United's attack. Casemiro and Mainu will probably partner each other in central midfield. This pairing offers experience and energy, which could be important in such a big game. The front three might be Mbeumo and Fernandes playing behind Sesko. If this is the case, it will be fascinating to see how Sesko adapts to Premier League football in such a high-pressure environment. United's formation gives them flexibility to change their approach during the match. They can defend with 5 players when City have the ball, but they can also create overloads in attack when they have possession. Key battles to watch. The goalkeeper debuts. Both teams will have goalkeepers making big impressions. Donnarumma's debut for City will be closely watched because he's expected to be their first-choice keeper for years to come. How does he handle the pressure of a Manchester derby? How does he communicate with a defense that includes several players who might not be fully fit? Bayındır has played for United before, but a Manchester derby is different from any other game. The intensity is higher. The scrutiny is greater. Every mistake gets magnified. Every save becomes more important. These goalkeepers could determine the outcome of the match. In tight games between struggling teams, individual errors often decide the result. Both keepers will know that one mistake could cost their team 3 points. Midfield control. The battle in midfield will be crucial. City's Rodri and Silva will try to control the tempo and create chances for their forwards. United's Casemiro and Mainu will want to disrupt City's passing and create their own attacking opportunities. Rodri is one of the best defensive midfielders in the world when he's on form. But City's poor start to the season suggests he hasn't been at his best. Can he rediscover his usual level of performance in time for the derby? Casemiro brings experience and physicality to United's midfield. He's played in big games throughout his career and knows how to handle pressure. If United are going to win this match, Casemiro will need to have one of his better performances. Attack versus defense. City's attack, led by Haaland, will test United's defensive organisation. Haaland is still one of the most dangerous strikers in world football, even if City as a team haven't been creating as many chances for him this season. United's defence has been improved under Amorim, but they haven't faced an attack of City's quality yet this season. How will they cope with the movement and pace of City's forwards? Can they keep Haaland quiet for 90 minutes? On the other side, United's attack will need to find ways to break down what is usually a well-organised City defence. With Cunha injured, United's attacking options are more limited. They'll need other players to step up and create goal-scoring opportunities. What's at stake? More than just 3 points. This derby means more than just 3 points in the Premier League table. For both teams, it's a chance to prove they can turn their seasons around. The team that wins will get a huge confidence boost. The team that loses might find their problems getting even worse. For City, a victory would show they're still capable of beating good teams even with all their injury problems. It would prove that their poor start was just a temporary setback rather than the beginning of a long-term decline. For United, winning would demonstrate that they can beat their biggest rivals when it matters most. It would show their players and fans that they're making progress under Amorim. It might also give them the momentum they need to put together a good run of results. Fan expectations. Both sets of fans will have different expectations going into this match. City fans are used to their team winning big games. Even with all the injury problems, many will expect City to find a way to beat United at home. United fans know their team has struggled in big matches over the years. But their recent record against City gives them reason for optimism. They'll believe their team can get a result if they play to their potential. The atmosphere at the Etihad Stadium will be electric. Derby matches always bring out the best in supporters, and this one will be no different. The fans could play a big role in determining which team performs better on the day. Pressure on the managers. Both Pep Guardiola and Ruben Amorim will feel pressure to get their tactics right for this match. Guardiola has never had to deal with City being so low in the table. How does he approach a derby when his team is struggling for confidence? Amorim knows that beating City would be a statement result that proves he's the right manager for United. But he also knows that losing could increase the pressure on him and his players. The tactical battle between these two managers will be fascinating to watch. Both are known for their detailed preparation and ability to adapt during matches. The manager who makes the better decisions could give his team the edge they need to win. The bigger picture, season implications. What victory would mean? If City win this match, it would be their second victory of the season and could be the start of a revival. They would move up the table and show everyone that their early struggles were temporary. Most importantly, they would beat their biggest rivals, which always feels good regardless of league position. A United victory would be even more significant. It would show they can beat a top team away from home. It would prove their recent record against City wasn't just luck. And it would give them confidence to believe they can challenge for European places this season. What defeat could bring? For the team that loses, the consequences could be serious. City would remain in the bottom half of the table with more questions being asked about what's going wrong. Fan reactions and social media buzz. Social media has been buzzing with predictions and opinions about this derby. City fans are trying to stay positive despite their team's poor start. Many are pointing to the injury list as the main reason for their struggles and believing things will improve once players return. United fans are more optimistic than they've been for a derby in years. Their recent record against City gives them confidence, and they see this as a perfect opportunity to get a big result while City are vulnerable. The general football community seems split on what to expect. Some think this could be the match where City finally click and start playing like themselves again. Others believe United will continue their good run against their neighbours. What everyone agrees on is that this will be a fascinating match to watch. When both teams are struggling, anything can happen. The unpredictability makes it even more exciting for neutral fans. Conclusion: a derby that could change everything. As Sunday approaches, the excitement continues to build. This isn't just another Manchester derby. This is a match that could define both team seasons. It's a chance for redemption or a step toward disaster. Manchester City need to show they're still the dominant force in English football. Their fans expect it. Their players believe it. But they have to prove it on the pitch against a United team that has beaten them recently. Manchester United have an opportunity to make a statement. They can show the football world that they're back as a force to be reckoned with. They can prove their recent victories over City weren't lucky results. They can give their fans a reason to believe again. The beauty of football is that we never really know what will happen until the final whistle blows. Form goes out the window in derby matches. Statistics become meaningless. It all comes down to which team wants it more and which team makes fewer mistakes. Both Manchester clubs have proud histories and passionate supporters. Both deserve to be competing at the highest level. But right now, both are struggling to find their best form. This derby gives one of them a chance to take a step toward getting back to where they belong. Will it be City's experience and quality that shines through? Will it be United's recent derby record that continues? Or will we see something completely unexpected that surprises everyone? The only way to find out is to watch the match. And trust me, you won't want to miss this one. Manchester derbies are always special, but this one feels different. This one could change everything. So mark your calendars. Set your alarms. Clear your schedules. On Sunday afternoon, two Manchester Giants will battle for pride, points, and the right to believe their season can still be saved. Whatever happens, it's going to be unmissable. The stage is set. The players are ready. The fans are waiting. Let the drama begin.